To Eddie Gabor right now, the Key Advisors Group co-owner, a very good read of these markets. And Eddie, as you know, we're all over the map here, but right now down across the board on equities, a lot of money going to gold, a lot of money going to cryptocurrencies, a lot of money going to Treasury notes and bonds. What do you make of it all?
So look, I think what's happening in Russia and Ukraine with their war going on has just made the fundamentals worse than what they were coming into this year. I've been doing this. This is my 24th year managing assets. This was the most cautious I've ever been coming into a new year. We started taking risk off the table back in November because of our concerns with a slowing economy and a Fed tightening into a slowdown, which is the worst thing that could happen. And now with gas prices, oil, natural gas, I think we're going to have a huge miss on GDP versus where consensus is. And if the Fed tightens into that, we could be in the early to mid innings of this sell-off. So unfortunately, the backdrop is extremely bearish. And I think any bounces are just going to be typical bear market bounces because the flight to safety is where the money is going to be going, in my opinion, and trying to be a hero here and pick a bottom and really increase risk right now. I just don't see the risk reward worth it for our clients.
What if the Federal Reserve looks at the landscape here and says, all right, we're still going to raise interest rates, but not maybe as much and not as many? How would the market digest that?
I think what you would get, Neil, is you would get a typical bounce on that day because of the news being perceived as good news, but it doesn't solve the problem. The consumer is getting killed with inflation. So whether they raise rates or not, it's not going to solve the problem that's been caused with this printing press that's called asset prices to inflate. The consumer is spending through their savings, and GDP is going to be continuing to go down, whether they raise rates or not. So it's just delaying the inevitable of the fact that I think we could potentially be looking at a recession this time next year.
Yikes. Eddie, you've been pressing a lot of things. I hope you're wrong here, though, Eddie. Thank you very, very much.
I hope I am, too.
Right. The Key Advisors Group, the co-owner there, Eddie Gabor.